with the alligator sunroof in it's so tight. Then another navigator because it's so hot. With the big like Benz, ultraviolet Vans, super cool tires, and everybody be running flat. Can you knock that? And so gonna pop that button. The truck with and all of a sudden, 415s couldn't see no wires, and then I heard boom from the amplifiers. Yeah, man, y'all went outside, man. Let me stop playing with y'all, man. Y'all stop playing with me. Y'all went outside. What's going on, Breakthrough Crew, baby? We in the building, baby. Let's see. Y'all already know what time it is. Tell me, Breakthrough Crew. Tell me what you drinking before you ask us your tech question. Let's go. Blueprints, Cloud Tech blueprints are available. Cloud Career Blueprints. Tell us. Key, what's happening? What is happening, madam? Greetings. Are you type that says Grand Rising? Grand Rising. I'm learning that's a thing. All right, let me make sure I pin that to the top. Is it a way to put it at the top? All right, Key. Miss Jones. Who? Miss Jones. What you drinking tonight, baby? What we drinking tonight? Please tell me it's just more than water. Come on now, it's Wednesday night. Come on now, you've been working hard all year already. I know you drink a little bit more than just some seltzer water or some lime water. We good. Let's see what else we got on. Hold on, y'all. She said, yeah, I do Grand Rising. I know you do Grand Rising. I know you do. Ask me how I know. What's happening? All right. But what you drinking, though? You didn't tell us what you're drinking. I'm going to tell y'all what I'm drinking. You know what I'm saying? I came prepared for y'all today, matter of fact. So I do got some water on deck, by the way. A little Chardonnay? Okay. Listen, you got to email me. Let me see. Email me. All of y'all who got drinks, I want you to take a picture of your drink that you're drinking. I want you to send me an email. I'm going to start adding it to my newsletter that goes out. Currently, we got 2,000 subscribers in our newsletter. I want to start showing them, you know what I'm saying, that tech people in tech, our people, that, you know, we ain't just, it's more than just keyboards. You know what I'm saying? Like we drink good stuff too. You hear me? So, you know what I'm saying? I want to show kind of all facets of. So you got some cool pictures, you doing some cool stuff. You know, whether you sipping on something good or you got something cool, you doing something exciting outside of the keyboard life, shoot me an image of it at any point, anytime, and I'm gonna blow it up I'm gonna add it to our, I'm not gonna blow it up, but I'm gonna add it to our newsletter. We have a lifestyle section that we're gonna start showcasing, just showing people and newbies and outsiders, trying to change the narrative on how tech people live. You know what I'm saying? Our lifestyles outside of the keyboard. So, Ms. Jones, send me a pic of your Chardonnay. You know what I'm saying? Glass and all. You hear me? And I know you probably you either got a bracelet or a ring. So I want to see. But she said, how do you know? Listen, I know these. I've been around. I was a lot of things before I got into tech. Y'all hear me? Uh-oh. Is Miss Henry in the building? Is that Miss Henry? Is that the one and only? West Coast in the building, Kaz? Did I get it right, Kaz? Cryptoconic Kaz? She said she got the tropical Red Bull. Ooh, I never heard of the tropical. Any of y'all ever heard of the tropical Red Bull? I don't even know what that is. But that sounds good. She said it's 5 p.m. somewhere. Oh yeah. It's like going on going on 5? No, going on 4. Yeah, going on 5 where you at, because you in Cali. You're like 3 hours behind. So hey, welcome. I think this your first. No, this your second time joining us, Miss Henry. All right. Helmet, what's happening? What you drink? What you sipping on, Helmet? I'm about to tell y'all what I'm sipping in. What the cigar itself is Christoph, of course, Corojo Limitadas. Really good cigar. It's actually decent. This one ain't really good, but it's a decent smoke cigar. It's one of the cigars that you can be social with. You know what I'm saying? You can smoke it and talk at the same time. And then not, it keep you copacetic. We got a good topic tonight, though. And what I'm drinking is that Woodworth Reserve, that double oak, that brown, that good boy right there. You see that? Yeah. You know what's going on. Yeah. All right. You say you're drinking that plantation Barbados rum? Barbados? All right. Okay, I see. All right. Okay. I don't know what that is, but send me a picture of that too. I ain't never heard of that one, boy. But it sounds good. It sounds authentic. It sounds like, it was made in the woods somewhere. You know what I'm saying? My kind of moonshine. You know what I'm saying? Some island moonshine. That's what that sounds like. LinkedIn user, you don't have a name, so we don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying? But welcome to the Breakthrough Crew. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Tech at Night. This is Tech at Night, baby. But you know what I'm saying? But all of us are part of the Breakthrough Crew because we are breaking through in some fashion, some form. You feel me? I got some great news this week. Some heartwarming news this week. You know what I'm saying? I found out that another one of my students who I've mentored and helped in the past, and I'm sure I'm not the only person contributing to this person's life, but you know what I'm saying? We talked this week, and it's a she. She brought up that she got her first entry-level software developer job offer letter. And she said she actually would have got more had she not moved from Atlanta, but she relocated elsewhere. But yeah, she got her first, and she's been on this journey for about a year. You know what I'm saying? She's one of the ones like everybody else who think you're gonna make it happen immediately. But once you start doing the work and the time start passing you by, a year really seemed like nothing, especially when we're talking about life-changing opportunities. So she's a software developer. Beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I want to give her clap, her kudos up for that. You're going to see email, some type of post coming out of me about soon for that. Super happy for her. This is a woman who is a mother, single mother, went through a lot. You hear me? A lot. And was relentless. She's been in my boot camp. She had my blueprints. We've done one-on-ones. We've done umpteen DMs, resume, every revamp. We did it all with her. And she finally broke through and accepted her first offer. So I was super happy. And she's she was originally going to become a DevOps engineer. But again, you might pursue one thing in cloud tech and it opens up the doors for many other cloud opportunities. Because you got to think about it. Cloud tech sits on the top of the tech food chain, right now, currently, at least for the last 2 years. AI kind of trying to creep up, but cloud tech right now is on top of the tech food chain. So you get these high value skills, it circumvents downward to all the other areas of tech as well. So it opened up software developers hard, to get into. So it broke open for her. She starts at the entry level now, but you can break off, and when you start becoming an L5, L4, L5, L6 and up software developer, that's when you start talking about 200, 300 signing bonuses, blah, 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 so I'm super happy for her, super happy for her. So appreciate y'all for showing her that love and support. Every step for our people getting in is a step for all of us getting, progressive chances, steps forward. You feel me? One in is another one having the opportunity to get in. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? So, we say, yeah. Let me see. He said Barbados been making rum since 1703. Damn. Is it good though? That's what I want to know. Is it good? Because this Woodford Reserve Double Oak right here, this stuff good. It's a little strong, I would say. It ain't the smoothest, but it's good. Oh, this canteen, by the way, one of my best bros got my name engraved on it. You can see, actually, I'm gonna cover out the names, but got my name engraved on it. Funny story. My bro just gave this to me last year. He originally made this for me in 2020 as a wedding gift when he got married, and since then he's been divorced. So, yeah. But cheers to him. Cheers to his ex-wife. You know what I'm saying? And as a cigar aficionado, canteens are amazing because we can carry around with us whenever I have a cigar and I drink. So, oh, that Woodward is good. A little cinnamony, like has a cinnamon taste to it, tone to it. Almost some you could taste the oats too. Really, actually, it's pretty good. I'm surprised my first time having not Woodford, but Woodford double oaked. It's pretty good again. You know what I'm saying? They're not sponsoring me yet, but it's some good stuff. All right. So let's get into this. Let's get into our lesson for the night. You know what I'm saying? Now that I know what everybody drinking. You know what I'm saying? Miss Henry got a super special customized Red Bull. Miss Jones got a bottle of Chardonnay. You hear me? And Helmet got some one-of-a-kind rum. You hear me? So that's great to hear. Natasha, what's happening, Natasha? What are you drinking tonight before you get started? Welcome to Tech at Night, folks. Tech at Night. All right, let me see. Let me start getting these questions. She said, congratulations, Sid. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all support each other. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a woman who, she does help others. You know what I'm saying? She participates in many groups. So again, one get on, leaves way for opportunities for others to get on because we all each one teach one. Anybody who works with me or done work with me, I'm always talking about at the end of the day, when you get your shot and your opportunity and you grow within this field, I only ask that you reach back and help somebody else do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, Helmet said, I'm pursuing a cloud associate role, so working through some labs via Google Skills. Good. As I mentioned before, Google has the Google Clouds in particular has the best training courses. And not just training for certifications, but because when it comes to documentation, Azure has the best certification training manual. But when it comes to actual skills, building real skills that nearly directly reflect what you're going to do on jobs, Google Skills badges and Google Skills are the best to be able to invest your time in and work towards. And I think they're like $30 a month once you get beyond the first skill badge. I think the first one is like free. But after that, it's like $30 a month. And you learn everything. Kubernetes, you can get into data engineering, you can get into security, a plethora of things. I did quite a few, and I only really know this because in order to get a free voucher for my job last year, I had to do a ton of skill badges. So I did like 12 and like within a month span, which is a lot because these skill badges take like hour or two, hour and a half to complete. So yeah, you're in a great start. You're in a great space. All right, so Natasha, you ain't tell us what you're drinking. Come on, you gotta get with the crew. Come on, if you're gonna be down with the crew, we all gotta know each other's vices. You hear me? You ain't about to have us the only ones out here sharing our spirits. All right, so I want to get into the subject of what we got on for today, which is hopefully thought I showed it. Oh, because I got y'all stuff showing. That's why it's showing. Let me see. Gov tech or the private sector? Should you work in the government? Should you work for the private? Should you train towards the private sector or the government sector? I wanted to talk about this tonight because it came up during our boot camp Q&A that we had last night, mostly with our cloud engineers. Yeah, our cloud security engineers. We didn't talk about this, but with our cloud engineers, we did. And one one of the things I think I want to debunk a lot of hype versus reality for a second here. So I know a lot of people want to go to Azure route, and I've talked about it myself. Going the Azure route, if you want to lean towards federal, state opportunities. I only got this hat on really because it's kind of crooked, but I'm gonna look like Jacket Edge for a minute, but it's all good. I ain't got no cut, so we're gonna rock with this tonight. I promise. But so everybody go towards the Azure route because they say, oh, Azure has the most federal contracts. No, that's not true. All right. So that Goliath contract, the big Pentagon $9 billion contract, was originally awarded to Azure. But remember, AWS stepped in and contested it, and therefore the government obliged and then divided the contract up among AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. Google Cloud has some as well. So while going into Azure with aims to go into the government is a great idea, not going to take that from your journey, also said the same applies for AWS. All right. Me personally working for the feds at one of the, if not the highest agency in the land, I work on the AWS side. We actually have fewer Azure engineers than we do AWS engineers. All right. So, however, the demand for Azure engineers is still, as I would always promote, it's still going to be higher because there's few Azure engineers are available. And here's why. I'm going to get to your questions in a minute, but I want to kind of harp on this lesson. See, most people, when they go into Azure training, in type of Azure cloud training, they go after the smaller specialty certs. Like I think they have like an SQL cert path, and they also have like a Microsoft Teams engineering path, like little specialty subscription-based cloud programs, and that Microsoft utilizes. They have all type of cloud training for that you can get certifications for and get really good jobs for. Like for instance, the Teams cert. I remember one time. This was, I want to say, was this this was the year before last. I had applied for this role as a Teams engineer, and I was like, "Oh, this is a breeze. I can get this job, whatever." And I talked to this guy, and literally, the reason I didn't get this job was simply because I didn't have the certification at the time, and he could tell in the interview I didn't really show aptitude to want to stay put in that type of role. And all they were looking for is just Teams engineering. Like there's companies out there that have contracts where their job is to migrate businesses over to adopting Microsoft Teams as their communication platform, and then providing that ongoing support for that. Again, it's so much money out here in tech, it's ridiculous. But anyway, and the guy, this was a guy in Europe. I was speaking to him. He was in London, and it was a fully remote job, and they were paying at the time $90,000. You know what I'm saying? And it required no engineering, no computing, anything like that. Just mostly GUI based position. And then so I started learning with this Teams thing, and I was gonna get the cert, like just to have a cool little hit job on the side. But for me personally, it wasn't worth my time. But for others, it may be definitely worth the time, especially for like a lot of people who are in data entry roles, customer service facing roles. I try to work. I know a lot of them. The idea of going into engineering is super scary. So I try to gradually get them in by saying, hey, go the SQL route or go to Microsoft Teams specialist route, because those little specialist certs and opportunities and training gives you specialist roles that are familiar to the job type of atmosphere and training you've accustomed to. And it's not completely engineering, but it's also really good money. But again, it's similar, it's very familiar to the roles that they're coming from. So I say all that to say, so that's why Azure is very, very, that's why Azure engineers are highly available, because people usually go after the specialty search, small specialty search, or they go after the big boy specialties. Like they'll go and get that Azure administrator certificate, not the administrator, they'll go get the Azure security architect certifications. So they want to go the security route, right? But very few still to this day want to just become Azure engineers. Very few are going after the Azure 504, and you know about this, Ms. Henry, the 504 certification. think it's 504 or 405, one of those two. I think it's 504 certification, which is a tough certification, I'm not gonna lie, but it's a beast. It definitely will give you a lot of the skills it takes and help you getting you into a cloud engineer role as an Azure engineer at most enterprise companies. Along with your projects, remember it's always certs and projects, not either or. But so yeah, I say that to say it's still scarce to find Azure engineers, especially good Azure engineers. So you see a lot of people going into Azure, but again, they're not going after to become cloud Azure engineers. They're either trying to become security architects or they're trying to become like specialists, the data entry of cloud or cloud programs that are Azure based. If that makes sense. Am I making sense so far to y'all? Am I making sense? You know what I'm saying? Let me know if I'm not making sense or I'm talking over your head or I'm not clear enough so far. 504 boys. We the 504 boys. You trying to get me copyrighted. But yeah. So I say all that to say anytime, so Azure is great. But again, if you're going to go in Azure, and I do encourage the secure art Azure. There's no wrong way to go into Azure. But all I'm saying is going the government route to work for a government, Azure isn't the only way. AWS is a key way as well. They use both technologies. And then that goes to my second point. My second point is this. So some people, again, this is for those caught up. Should I do study Azure certs or should I study AWS certs? Because do I want to work in the private or do I want to work for the feds? Or when I say the feds, I mean the state as well. Most organizations, especially the matured cloud organizations, they try to avoid something called vendor lock-in. So what that means is they're trying to avoid their entire tech stack infrastructure to just be dedicated off of the platform of one cloud platform, such as AWS primarily, or solely, or Azure solely, or Google Cloud solely. So they usually have some type of multi-cloud, cloud native components within their stacks that relinquishes them from vendor lock-in. Because also when you're vendor locked in, that means all your apps and dependencies have to be cooperative with that cloud platform. And if they're not, then you can't change the cloud platform because all your entire infrastructure is off of that. So you have to start changing dependencies and programs that you're using. You might be getting discounts on the licensing deals or what have you. It causes just a nightmare cost that most companies just are trying to avoid. Plus, you're kind of just locked into one set vendor pricing, cloud module pricing. So a lot of companies just want to avoid that because it's just good business. So this causes most companies, organizations to be multi-cloud. So this means that even though you get hired on a job as a cloud engineer, cloud infrastructure engineer, cloud database engineer, cloud security engineer, cloud TAM, what have you, that you're going to be working on in both AWS and Azure. Now you might have one that's a primary, it might be primarily Google Cloud, might be primary Oracle Cloud, but they're also utilizing other services, likely SaaS software as a service from other cloud providers as well in the mix of that. So you're going to get exposure and experience with both on the job instead of you trying to bust your head open, trying to make the perfect decision, on the outside, trying to work your way in via taking the perfect training. There's no such thing. You're going to get on a job and they're going to ask you to do both anyway. And whatever you don't know, they're 9 times out of 10, they're going to teach you how. All right, because they're not hiring. They know there's nobody out there in tech that knows it all. And if there are, they're very, very, very select few. All right. And you're likely never, ever going to have a real time and conversation with them because, the corporation keeps them locked away until things, working on other things, away from everybody else. But that can influence them. But yeah. So there's no right or wrong way with this gov thing or private cloud thing. There's no right or wrong way with the cloud platforms you're pursuing to get into gov tech. All right, that's the main point I wanted to harp on right there. Before I go any further, let me catch up with these comments. Let me see. My stogie done went out. Let's see what else we got. I believe in setting aside percentage of your yearly income, investing in yourself. Absolutely, absolutely. We're gonna have a financial talk one day. I actually was gonna do it today, but I was like, you know, it's better if I have a financial guru, financial specialist, expert come in as a guest and give us better insight on how to manage our money. Because that's after you get your first cloud roll, that's the most important part. Is not balling out. But we're gonna have a whole talk about that because I got some trials and tribulations to talk about that. You know, you get that 6 figures and you want to spend like you're making 6 figures, and that's how you're gonna go back broke. Okay. What's happening, Cordies? Cordies, what you drinking, man? What you sipping on? Man, look, didn't we just ask Natasha what she's sipping on and tell us what you're sipping before you tell us what you're thinking? Come on, this is how we get down. This is part of Tech at Night. We tech at night because we're gonna have some good drink. You know, we're gonna have some great conversation. We're gonna have a good time. You know, while talking about all things cloud tech and helping you guys continue to break through in cloud tech. You know, or any area of tech. But that's why you call it the Breakthrough Crew. You know, we want you to break through while we sipping something. You know what I'm saying? This is how we pass our bottle around and get to know it. This is our parlay. This is our network. You know what I'm saying? This is communal. You hear me? Well, we're going to get to your question, though. Have solutions architect, associate, security plus, Cisco certified. Good. That's what you have? That's amazing. Kudos to you. Trifecta. All right. You don't need any other certifications for at least the next 2.5 years, 2.5, 3 years, you know. Yeah, probably even longer than that. But yeah, you got the foundations of everything that matters. So great. Kudos to you. Shout out to Miss Stevens. They teach Azure at my community college. Dope. What's happening, Joe? What you drinking on, man? What you sipping on? You said at your community. And that's another thing. You don't have to go to a big 4-year college. And I'm not against colleges at all, even though, you know, that's not my route. I come from the self-taught journey, self-taught route. I'm not against college. I'm against going into great debt to go to college to get these cloud skills that you don't have to go to a college to get, you know, especially in a timely manner, you know. But if a company or organization is going to pay for it or foot most of the bill, you don't have to go into deep debt, you know, or you can just go to a community college where you can pay out of pocket. Go. It's the same education, you know. So, but yeah, that's great to hear that you're involved at your community college, man. No matter where you're getting it from, trust me, it's not going to matter. Do you have the skills or not? Do you have the soft skills, most importantly, or not? That's really what's going to be the true test of it all. Do you have the fortitude to deal with the rejection, to deal with the patience, the time it takes, the persistency it takes to complete projects, the courage to apply for roles, to ask questions? Oh, she's sipping some good stuff. I need a picture of that. Yep. Info at B Cloud Engineers. I need a picture of that. Sipping 1800 mango margarita mix. Oh, I ain't never seen that one. Now, the most I've had the margarita mix, I think, was the apple joint. It was the green apple joint. And that's my joint. But I mess with some 1800. I like some 1800 now. Every now and then. But that margarita mix, when I used to live in South Florida, that was my go-to right there. Not the margarita joint, but it was an apple mix. And it was really good. But sipping on something. And I love mangoes too. You hear me? This is long before I met my Caribbean wife. I love mangoes. All right, let's see. So this is Keone. This is where the party at, baby. This is where the tech party at. You know what I'm saying? You understand me? We sipping good, we smoking good, we talking great. You hear me? This is exactly where the party at. Oh, Dalton, what's cracking? Yeah, you always drinking water. I knew you was gonna say you drinking water. You said you was drinking water last time you was on the live. Hola, y'all. Drinking some water, fighting the cold. Oh, you know what's gonna cure that cold? I'm from the South. We do things a little different. They're right here. They're gonna knock that cold right on out. Get you a little shot of that right here. Knock that cold right on out. See, if you don't know about that, that tell me you ain't never lived with your grandparents. That's what that tell me. Mm-hmm. We all know that. Put that water down. Get you a little sip of that brown water. All right, Keone said drinking that JJ's Blue Hawaiian lemonade. First off, Hawaiian Punch that blue Hawaiian Punch lemonade is amazing. First off, we ain't gonna act like we ain't gonna say in front like it's not. That stuff is amazing. All right. Now I don't know what no JJ's is, but it sound natural. It sound local. So we gonna mess with that. You know, need to spice up that lemonade a little bit. Put a little vodka in it. You know what I'm saying? But that's cool. You probably got kids around. If you got kids around, I don't need y'all getting drunk around kids and stuff. That, you know, or your old lady. I don't need you getting drunk and stuff. Because you still need to help clean up for the end of the night. Breakthrough crew sipping on some Deer Park. Hey man. Also, we got a water side and then we got the spirit side. That's what we're gonna roll with. So JR, you clearly on the water side, all right? All right. If you're going through sobriety right now, this tech at night ain't for you. No, I'm just like, all right. Okay, we drinking some tequila. This is what I'm talking about, baby. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, Cordis, I mess with you. I mess with you the long way. See, when a man and woman show me their vices, I know I can trust them. It's the ones that don't show me their vices. Sketchy, baby daddy. All right, what are the least stressful? Oh, I got to get back to my point too. What are the least stressful jobs in Azure Cloud IAM? You said the least stressful. Listen, the least stressful I would say is, because even the least technical is like sales and TAMs, technical account managers. But those are still stressful because with TAMs, the customer wants a response immediately. And you don't know the answer or how to find the answer because you're not an engineer. You know, and sales, it's always pressure to meet quotas. So I don't know. To be honest, it might be like about the SQL jobs and the team Microsoft jobs I mentioned before, like they may seem like they're less stressful because people think because you're not doing engineering tasks in cloud that you don't have stressful jobs. Okay. It's not stressful to figure out computations to solve problems on the engineering faction, right? But it's stressful because when you have non-engineering roles in cloud tech, because you're constantly having to report to somebody. So you're constantly having to meet deadlines, whether that deadline is in closure of a certain ticket quota, a certain response window you have to cover the customer, a certain dollar amount threshold you have to reach. Like that's pressure, that's stress. All right, not to say, and then you're communicating to the people who probably don't even understand the system. So and things are probably going haywire outside of your hand. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Hell no, because it sounds easy because identity access management sounds easy. Look at me, I'm getting a little faded. Now hold on, I didn't go to the gym, so it shouldn't be hitting my system this fast today. But anyway, I didn't eat that much. So anyway, IAM sounds easy, you know, because you're just adjusting privileges. But that's until you run into an issue where a user, it's more than just resetting their credentials. It's more than just now you got to start going into RBACs and allowing, which is role-based access controls, and allowing applications to communicate with servers, proxy servers, or to communicate with other applications or cloud services. Now you're having to dive deeper into your IAM bag to develop those RBAC roles. And those RBAC roles got to communicate with IAM roles. All right. And those things need to be set up through a SAML or SSO, which is usually through a third-party vendor. Yeah, nah. The IAM looks sweet, but it ain't sweet. And IAM is considered security. I often see that mistake too. People think IAM is just in cloud engineering because you're writing policies. No, when you do IAM training, when you do IAM projects, that's security projects. You will go under the bucket of a cloud security engineer, or that responsibility would be, you know, it's considered security. All right, it can be considered even cybersecurity because it might fall under that realm, under an organization security chart. But yeah, IAM is cloud security, so it's not. Don't sleep and think it's something that's just easy, because the thing that you're doing, maybe doing or touching or reading about is easy initially. IAM gets very, very deep. So, but if you become an IAM specialist, you become very, very valuable. All right, especially in Azure IAM. But yeah, especially in Azure IAM. So, all right, what's the mid-level? What's the mid-level pay range for cloud engineers for gov and private sector? All right, good answer. So, and so I mentioned this on my call with my students in my boot camp. So, I'm gonna just be straight up. The government, that's feds and state, unless you're in a senior level position, they're not going to their compensation packages don't compete with private sector. They just don't. All right, the private sector has too much freedom to offer and throw so much compensation at you in the realm of stocks and a range of benefits and an infinite amount of PTO. The feds, because of regulation, just can't do all of that. Now, you still make great money in both. But so for a cloud engineer in the private sector, the average salary is, I think it's 120, 130. And for I think the average salary in the government, let me see. Yep, that's about right. It's about 90. So it's about 94. So yeah. So the average cloud engineer salary is about 130, 120 in the private sector. In the gov, 94, 90, right? And that's between the feds and the state. All right. So, and that's going to get to my next talking point of this whole conversation. You don't, the compensation packages are just different between the two, because in the private sector, you're competing. In the fed govs, you have a budget to work with, and you have to compete within that budget. You have to work within that allotted budget, right? The only difference between the two is that budget is there. It's going to be there for at least a year or decades, depending on how that budget is contracted out to the contractor. If you're coming in to the state and fed government through a contractor, that contractor can be there for years or decades. You can just, that's how you see people work for the state or the feds, retirees who've been at 30 plus 40 plus years. It's because the budget has always been there. Because think about it, when's the last time we and I'm not getting political, but when's the not getting political? I hate these state people. I'm like, everything's political. Anyway, when's the last time you've seen this government or a state shut down for an entire, even 2 months, let alone a year or so? And even so, after a shutdown happened, it may be a matter of a month or a couple of weeks, it opens right back up, and you're going right back to your same position. They're not relinquishing everybody and then got to go find new talent. No, unless people quit. But in the Fed sector, it's different because you got to deal with layoffs. That's the monster of the feds. Good, major cons, major pros. You know what I'm saying? But with the gov, it's a lot. People usually go for the gov route because of the stability. But the thing about it is that, we're in a free enterprise market, you can do both. You don't have to get locked into one or the other. You can pursue cloud gov engineering gov for a certain amount of time to get that prestigious titles and work and recognition on your resume, and then use it to optimize your career in the private sector. But because everybody loves seeing great, big, beautiful federal agency, state agency names on resumes. You know what I'm saying? It's very prestigious, especially in the tech world. So hopefully that answers your question. Does that answer your question, Format? And Format, I hope you told me what you're drinking. I haven't got far in the comments yet, enough in the comments to see, but I hope you told me what you're drinking before you dropped your question in. All right, Joe. Joe got that pink lemonade Tito's. That's what I'm talking about, sir. I appreciate that. You're a good man. Any man who could drink Tito's on a Wednesday night got a strong immune system. So shout out to Joe. Joe said, I'm a sysadmin in the Air Force looking to move into cloud engineering when I get out. Beautiful. Currently have an AWS CCP. Good. And I'm working on my master's in information science. Cool. And am I heading in the right direction? Yes. You need to add an associate level cloud certification to their repertoire though. And most importantly, between your certs and between your master's program, and we're gonna have a whole talk about college one day on this at Tech at Night. But between both of those, you need to have some cloud projects under your belt. So you need to be doing while you're in school, while you're working as a sysadmin. You need to be doing one or two things: either highlighting and emphasizing your interaction with the cloud in your sysadmin role, if you all are interacting with the cloud, or how depth you're interacting with it. You need to be highlighting that on your resumes at each time you have one of those cloud related projects, or you need to be doing cloud projects on your own relative to cloud admin roles and responsibilities. Because a lot of people get these degrees and they think they're going to walk into roles it's going to give them priority. No, this ain't 2000. This ain't even 2010. Things are vastly different, especially in this cloud field. Certifications are up there with those degrees, when it comes to weight in a lot of circumstances. Not completely yet, but in a lot. And as I said in the last live we did last week, there's an article that came out that like nearly half of Fortune 500 companies are considering relinquishing the degree requirements from their job roles altogether. So a lot of people I know who get these degrees, especially they go into debt for these degrees, come out and have the hardest time trying to get a cloud tech role, and they could have just did what I told them to do from the start. And they would have been in the role by now, by the time they even finish college, because it's going to take you a year, 2 years. Nowadays, they're trying to expedite and do these 8-month, 14-month things. But to me, it's the rollout of the education is still too slow in comparison to the market. But your Air Force, and we're going to do another video about military people and the advantages they have on getting into the cloud field. I don't know what's up with y'all. A lot of y'all, you have the competitive advantage because most companies and organizations are sympathizers of those who fought for the country. So to see that on your resume, like that should be a shiny bullet. And then you have a lot of leverage when it comes to getting a lot of tech roles in government and outside government, because most of them are very friendly to those who fought for this country. You know what I'm saying? So I know I give a lot of credence to people who fought for the country, so or been in the military in any form or fashion. So thank you for service, most importantly. Yeah, you're in the right direction. Just add a cloud associate level certification to your resume, and then keep doing projects, man, because you don't want to come out of college and they all come out of college and not having done any real world cloud projects, anything, let alone the interpersonal skills they lack. But and they think that's going to carry the weight, that degree alone. And you're going to find out, no, you should have been doing projects the entire time. And then you should have been and if you did do projects, should have been adding those to your resume in detail. So, but yeah, hopefully this helps, Gerald. Let me know if it doesn't. I'm gonna say the same thing. Hey, you damn it. No, just am I making sense, y'all? Am I giving y'all some valuable advice? Is this a good talk? Are we having a good talk? Are we having a good time? Most importantly, damn the talk. Are we having a good time? You hear me? All right. Let me get down. Damn, I'm far down, man. I'm so far down. Hold on. Let me start getting to some of these other comments. I need to try some of that, sir. Yeah, yes, you do, Dalton. Yes, you do. He said JJ Fish and Chicken. Boy, okay, you from the city. You either from Chicago or you live in Atlanta, man, because JJ Fish and Chicken, they put that crack on that chicken. Literally, it's like white stuff, but it's not crack, but we call it crack. Said I need to do like Dalton so I can slim down. I'm with you on that. You may have said this before, but who do you recommend? Google? Yeah, Ms. Jones. I've definitely said this before. First off, but and I think I might have a video on this. I think I might. I don't know, but either one, especially Oracle at this point. I know Oracle's a newcomer. I even got a short video where I responded about Oracle. Somebody asked, but the thing about Oracle is, I will go into Oracle if you're trying to do cloud database administration. If you're trying to become a cloud database administrator, definitely go into Oracle because they are the database guys. So you're gonna learn about MariaDB, MySQL. What's the other one? Of course, I said SQL. I can't think of the other ones off the top of my head, probably because of liquor. But Oracle are the database guys. So if you're going to go into Oracle, you're going to go into it because you want to become a cloud database specialist. You can make really good money in, and because it's a really good opportunity where you can specialize in doing database migrations from on-prem to the cloud, or doing a hybrid of both. So that's for Oracle. For Google, still really good, mostly for startups. If you're trying to go on that, if you're interested in working for startups or have a startup on your own, Google Cloud is very friendly towards that. Even people who want to do cloud security, Google is still very friendly towards new beginners who are trying to get into cloud security roles. So Google for that. AWS is, and then you have Azure. Azure is, of course, state feds on lock, but they just have a need for just Azure engineers. So you can't go wrong. You don't only have to work for the state or feds to work for Azure, because many private companies utilize as well, because many people, most tech infrastructure uses Active Directory. And where do you think that comes from? Azure, all right. Microsoft, it's a Microsoft Windows server, all right. So Azure for really anything, but specifically cloud engineers is a great place to start as well. And then if you want to go with old faithful, been around, legacy, I started it all before AWS. You know what I'm saying? They're enterprise, big level. Most mature companies have AWS infrastructure. Again, you're not going to go wrong with either or, because when you end up at an organization, in order for them to avoid vendor lock-in and have some type of cloud native architecture, they usually have some integration of multi-cloud. Remember, multi-cloud and hybrid cloud is different. Hybrid is when you have some cloud servers and you have some on-premise servers. Multi-cloud is when you have multiple cloud servers and multiple cloud accounts. You know what I'm saying? Or utilizing multiple cloud services from multiple cloud platforms. Daniel, what's happening, brother? First off, what you sipping on, man? What are you sipping on? You can't just come in here, creeping in here with your nice suit on. You hear me? And you gotta tell us what you're sipping on first. But would a cloud admin be equivalent to systems administrator on-prem? Ooh, good question. Would they be similar? Similar, yes. Equivalent, no. I'm going to say, to be honest with you, a system administrator who's on-prem likely probably has more technical experience when it comes to dealing with WANs, LANs, RBACs, just more in-depth, closer application skills than a cloud administrator. Cloud administrator likely doesn't have application layer skills, so they don't know how to go in and reset certificates on an actual application. They might know how to reset certs in a cloud, but they likely might not know how to go on the application level and reset those certs, or install a .NET framework, or things like that. So application layer levels, skills, system admin on-prem has the advantage all day. Cloud skills, that cloud admin likely has the advantage over the system administrator who's on premise all day. And I even knowing that from experience, again, working in the feds, we deal with a lot of our tenants who have on-premise administrators. They don't know, and then rightfully so, because there's a lot we don't know about on-premise stuff. But they don't know most things about the cloud. Okay, they couldn't tell you what a ARN link is, how to access it, anything. So equivalent, and they're only. I would say this though. I'm gonna leave you one caveat. They would be equivalent if a system administrator is looking to transfer into a cloud admin role. I would say they will be equivalent in that way. But that system administrator would need to have some projects under their belt. Maybe not even, they don't even really have to get a certification. It'd be nice if they got a certification. But if they've been system admin for years, probably like 6, 7 or more years, and they're trying to transfer in the cloud, just start doing cloud projects, cloud migration projects, in particular, doing cloud, migration of servers, migration of users, setting up various web apps in the cloud, and then boom, and then of course trying to replicate those projects in an IC infrastructure as code, IC stack, and boom, you have a lot of the desired skills to be a cloud admin, because the rest of those skills you can learn on the job. But a company will trust you enough because of your system administration on-prem skills, along with your new cloud skills, will be enough to be able to help them innovate forward in either their migration to the cloud or hybrid maintain of the cloud. Most companies still haven't transitioned. Not even half companies have transitioned completely to the cloud. It's still half. We're still at half or half and half, basically, which is a good thing. What I'm saying? Because there's more potential work out there. So there's going to be potential work out there for decades to come when it comes to cloud, because this migration work is very lengthy. So hopefully that answers your question, Daniel. And you still got to tell us what you're drinking. Yes, you do, Miss Henry. You stick with it. I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time. And I want some cigars. When you do, I'm telling you, stick with it. Please stick with it. You're almost there. As IAM is a beast, and when you get good at IAM, you start doing projects about integrating, like I said, third-party IDP providers into it. Okay, Okta. That's the only one I know off the top of my head, because the rest I can't think right now because I'm a little inebriated. I'm being honest with you, but I know Okta off the top of my head. I can't think of the other ones, but yeah, third-party IDPs, integrating those, using SAML tokens, understanding the whole SAML token process, which is deep. If you get into IAM and then learning even Microsoft Intra, just keep adding those types of projects to your resume. Somebody's gonna see the star in you. That's all it's gonna take. All it takes is one, and when it happens, I want my box. No such thing as a dumb question unless it's a CompTIA question. Just want to put that out there. First off, Emmanuel, you didn't even tell us what you're drinking. I thought I put it. I gotta somehow find a way to pin it in the chat. You know what I'm saying? That before you tell me what you're thinking, tell us what you're drinking. You hear me? Possible. Is the average cloud engineer salary about the same for entry level too? That's a really good question, actually, because you can mess around and earn 130 in your first role. You can. It's possible. Is it likely? No. No, you're not. You probably want to earn like 30, maybe even 40,000 less than someone who's been doing it for like 3 or 4 years. That's just being honest. So your first role coming in as a cloud engineer, and I have this in my, if you downloaded my blueprint on bcloudengineers.com, if you want a cloud quest, we have a blueprint that's available for you. It shows you the average salary to expect as an entry-level tech engineer with no previous tech experience. I mean, you've got your certs and you've done your projects and you're ready to start interviewing for roles, and you want to know what's the dollar amount you shouldn't accept less than. It should be no less than, I want to say, in most cases, unless you're desperate, and I understand being in desperate situations and want to take the first thing or whatever's available just to get your foot in the door or whatever, because you got kids to raise and X, Y, and Z. I say go no less than 83. But my first role coming in was, I came in making 60, and that's before overtime kicked in and bonuses kicked in. So yeah, I say 83. 83 is a full compensation package, meaning if you come in making like I did 60, 70, and they allow you to get overtime, and then they give you stocks, and then they give you a yearly bonus, boom, you over 80 something already. So because you're gonna run up that overtime check, but believe me. Yeah, hopefully that answers your questions. But no, it's not. It can be, but no, it's likely not. Okay, so you drinking that coffee? Man, you plan to be up all night. Somebody's studying late tonight. Late tonight. Man, all y'all just make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Be Cloud Engineers. We do this every week. Don't we, Miss Jones? Don't Miss Jones. Now, I ain't say I do it on time every week, but we do this every week of Tech at Night. You know what I'm saying? Where I answer the questions. I have you ask your cloud tech questions. I give you the answers to the best of my knowledge and ability. I sometimes even have experts on in the field who are mostly self-taught, and they come give their expertise, and we have a good time, and all while having some good drink. Always. And I'm usually going to have a cigar too, but always going to at least have some good drink. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell. It's easy for military personnel. I don't know about if it's easy, but they tend to damn sure get it better than everybody else, and take it lightly as hell. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if you're military, prior military, it should be pretty. I think you probably got that during basic training, or when you got your first military job. So, yeah, I would say it's pretty. I don't know about easy if the word I want to use, but I will say it's pretty. You should be familiar to getting clearances. I will say that. So security clearance, public trust clearance, top secret clearance. You should be familiar with those if you're military personnel. Say, oh, that's just what I wanted to hear. Okay, well, I'm glad I said it. Or somebody said it. All right. What I say is BI a good entry level? I don't even know. I heard BI. What is BI? That has something to do with I forgot what BI is. I've seen it before. I don't know what that is, to be honest, off the top of my head. Especially not now because I've been drinking. But I don't really. Oh, business intelligence? No, hell no. No. People try to do that because it's like a lot of stuff like that is easy, looks easier, and they want to go the easier route. No, man, stop trying to do the easy route. Just do the hard stuff now, so you don't have to do the hard stuff later. That's really me and Damon talked about that, because you're gonna end up like the people. Instead of going and getting your CompTIA Net Plus, just go ahead and Cisco and get that CCNA. Because you're gonna eventually have to get that CCNA anyway. So you might as well, if you're in the networking field, and then eventually get that CISSP. So you might as well just do the hard work now, so you lighten the load on yourself further, and you make yourself stronger at the beginning. It's like getting a running start as a sprinter. You want to start off with a strong burst, a strong jump off, so that the rest of the race you're running off the momentum of that strong burst, and you're getting ahead, and the rest of the race becomes a lot easier for you. You don't have to make up for that lack of strength and coming out the gate. So same thing applies to tech. So don't go for any, like, FinOps is different. If you're going to Fin way, that's a different conversation. But BI, no, man. No. That's for like salespeople, not for engineers. Yeah, not for most people. Word dropping game, I appreciate that, E, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm here for. Dropping game on you walls. Dropping game on these fools. Well, I appreciate that. Seriously, though. I just hope this helps. This is all here to purely help. A lot of people say, and I definitely don't consider myself a tech guru or anything. I always tell myself, and a lot of people who read my story about and watched my story on YouTube about being a cloud engineer, becoming a cloud engineer with a GED. And I ordered my GED. It needed to be here in a couple of weeks because I ordered it like a month ago. But I always said I'm going to create the space to help people, because when I was trying to do it, there was no spaces. of people trying to help people like me. So that's why I do this. So, and then plus a lot of people say, oh, these tech influencers, they always want to charge people for stuff. No, I started off giving everything away for free. I created a business out of that where I did charge people who wanted the premium offerings. And then I still keep it to where I give so much stuff away for free. I give content away for free on my IG daily. I give content in my group. My group is free. I give content on this YouTube for free. Like, this stuff is not easy to do at all. Producing content, creating content, curating content, making sure it's quality content, helping people through specific, like, none of this stuff is easy by far, and it's a lot of hard work, but I'm a Chambers, you know what I'm saying? We known for working hard anyway, you know what I'm saying, in our bloodline. So we love hard work, actually. So, I don't mind, but like, I'm here to be what wasn't there for me when I was trying to come up. So that's really all I do it for, really. Great topic. Appreciate that, Joe. Not a CPA, but I'm a financial peace advisor through. Go ahead. Okay, Miss Jones. Is somebody hollering at you, Miss Jones? Is that what you're doing? Who you sending up Grand Rising message to? Y'all, whoever trying to holler at her, she likes Grand Rising. Unless you married, you got a man, Miss Jones. You know what I'm saying? Then disregard my advice, everybody. No, just like, I still want that Chardonnay pit. You meant Linux, possibly? I don't know what you meant by Linux. Well, Linux is a key skill. You're going to have to definitely learn some Linux if you're going to become a cloud engineer. And that's the first thing my breakthrough crew, that's the first thing my students learned in my boot camp. That's the first project we did. And I got some funny stories about that. And I posted in my stories, my IG stories today, one of the response of my students working through the Linux project. And they was like, oh, the command's not working. I can't, I don't permissions under my user profile. So, and then they said, fine. They said like a day or two later, finally, I broke through with it. I don't know if it's ethical or not, but I had to maneuver around. I had to go to the root user, And I was laughing. I was like, it's okay in this instance to go circumvent your user profile, standard user profile, by going to the root user to be able to do a system CTL view of your status of your programs running on your machine. That's a frequent occurrence by most engineers who are remoting in the machines, and we're having the permissions issues and we can't locate the credits. We just go to the root user and run things. We just try not to make it a habit, you know what I'm saying? But that was just a funny Linux story. So yeah, you're gonna have to learn Linux, learn the basic commands of Linux. You'd be super surprised how far just the basics get you in Linux. So, but it's cool once you start learning. Oh, you got that hen dog on you. Okay, Danny boy got that hen dog. That's what I'm talking about. I had some Henny XO for the first time when I was in New York in November. Amazing. I'm gonna get another bottle of that stuff. I'm gonna get a bottle of that stuff. But okay, that's good to hear, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's my kind of drink. I trust the man who drink hen dog. You hear me? I trust that kind of man. As far as drinking, Canada Dry, spiked with Trader Joe's. Oh, you fancy. Y'all bougie. Y'all bougie. Okay. With some triple brew ginger to intensify the. Okay, you either fancy or you got some fly stuff going on. So I'm gonna leave that to you. But I respect it. As long as you got it spiked. You hear me? So it's good. All right, I'm about to get off in a second. I'm gonna answer a couple more questions. I'm gonna answer 2 more questions. How is the diversity of people in cloud roles? When I was a web developer, it was mainly non-POC in their 20s. That's funny. Because people in there, because too many black folk were trying to get accounting degrees and psychology degrees and psychology and social worker degrees. That's why when you was in your 20s. But man, it's gotten better. I'd say when I started in 2018, it was only like 3 of us at the whole organization. There were folks of color and carried themselves as folks of color. Not saying acted black, but they carried themselves as persons that's from their culture. Whether it be Dominican, DR, whether it be from somewhere in Africa, whether it be somewhere in London or here in the States or whatever. But they consider themselves black or brown or whatever. But so in 2018, it was, I'm not gonna say it was scarce, but it was definitely it was an eyesore. It was a noticeable, especially when you're a person that is a color. You know what I'm saying? I've always carried myself this way, and I've always been cool with everybody. I remember it was during times during the Black Lives Matter during the protests and everything. We had some deep conversations during our calls, our stand scrum calls, and there was a lot of education going on about, well, this is what my people think. You know what I'm saying? And then we are here with what other people think. Like, we all collaborating on ideas, and then I'm always sharing history of how things went, what have you. And but not in a punishing way, not in a accusatory way, because I get it. We're all victims of our own ignorance. You know what I'm saying? So, and I always have smoke with a lot of DEI, HR people anyway. A lot of smoke for them. Because since like 2020, 2021, there's only been like a 1-2% increase in POCs obtaining tech roles. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't, now I get it, it doesn't count contractors, but at the same time, if we're getting contracting opportunities, that means we're not getting full-time opportunities. While both are lucrative and both are still great, somebody dropped the ball at DEI. And I get it. They're going to say, oh, we didn't get a lot of power. It's just a fancy name. And I'm be like, I would have told you that. But you out here flexing this big title and doing all these podcast talks about diversity and doing it fancy and getting a high salary and not doing any technical work. And, but don't make me go on my whole talk about criticizing DEI HRs, because many of my friends are DEI HRs and they still know how I feel. But anyway, it's gotten a lot better. Yes, it's gotten a lot better. In fact, with my team, man, this is probably the most diverse team I've worked with, as far as having a lot of Black folk on there, to be honest with you. And we're not just American Black folk. There's a lot of African Black folk on there, from both sides of the country and from Africa. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I think it's getting a lot better. You know what I'm saying? But I think most of it too can be attributed to just more and more of our people getting attained, becoming aware of the opportunities in cloud tech, getting access to the training in cloud tech, because it's not all locked behind some college wall again, like traditional tech. There's people who offer courses, people who have boot camps, there's all type of free training out there, affordable training out there, premier training out there, YouTube's out there. And so the information is more accessible and they're learning more now. And, where as cloud tech people, we're showcasing the lifestyle beyond just a keyboard. We go out, we travel, we drink things, we wear fly threads, we have a good time, we take care of our family. So we're showcasing that, hey, we're not just, quote unquote geeks, traditional geeks. You can learn these skills too, no matter your background. And we're telling our story coming from non-traditional backgrounds, and our people are seeing that as possible. So I think it's more of the problem we're having is more people who come from different backgrounds, non-white backgrounds, not attempting to get into the field and not doing the work it takes to get into the field, versus a problem like a barrier. Do barriers exist? Absolutely. But I still think most people can overcome those barriers if they just did the work. You know what I'm saying? So, and we're persistent and understood that it takes time. And you're talking to somebody who got into this field with a GED. So, all right. So I got 2 more questions. Hopefully that helped and answer your question, Joe. If you had to start over, which area would you go into? If I had to start over today, I would go straight into networking. I would go get my CCNA. I'm gonna do a whole video on that one day, like network Chuck did. I'm gonna get a CCNA. Then I'm gonna go get my AWS Cloud Security cert. All while getting those certs, I'm doing nothing but networking and migration projects. And boom, I'm gonna have a job. It's probably gonna take me like 3 months to get. It's gonna take me like 2 months to get the money up to get that CCNA. I'm gonna pass that bad boy on the second or third time, because I'm good known for failing the certification. So it'll take me like 3.5, 4 months to get that CCNA. And then I'm doing all type of cloud projects, networking projects, and boom, I'm gonna find a junior networking or networking job, networking admin job, and then boom, blast my way to getting AWS cloud security or cloud networking. AWS networking certification, and then boom, go for a cloud networking admin role, and then boom, from cloud networking admin, work my way over to doing security, and then boom, become an architect in like 3 or 4 years, and be like, I'll probably start. Yeah, I would thrash. If I were to start over, I would go straight through the networking route. So yeah. Emmanuel, I'm gonna answer your question, then I'm out. So if I'm completing AWS labs through Cloud Guru, should I erase work experience? No. And put those labs, first off, you need to tell us what you're drinking, but should you be completing those labs through a Cloud Guru? Should you be erasing work experience and putting those labs in place of it? No. In your coffee shop, if you've done any tech related work, meaning setting up the tech systems for your customers to just be able to send data to, or you were capturing the data, or put their orders in through, or if you were capturing their order data and we were storing it, you need to emphasize, you need to squeeze the tech juice out of the previous work roles you've had and dump those onto your resume as your work experience. Then you need to have a second section on your resume for project experience. All right, and you can have links to those projects that either go directly to the project that you posted it on LinkedIn or your Medium blog or your GitHub repository or wherever, but have links to each project that you've completed, along with a detailed list of outcomes of, what you did for the project. You know what I'm saying? Don't make it a whole thing, but, like 5 or 6 bullets of skills that you gained from the project, or things that you did within the project, you know what I'm saying? With the technical expertise, the systems that you utilize, the cloud software you interacted with, the tech software you interact with, the tech skills you use, whatever. So hopefully that helps you tell it. But I think I have a whole video on that too. I might not, but hopefully that helps. If not, reach out to me, and I'll send you to our resume expert, Tiffany at Resume 911, and she'll get your resume straight with your tech skills. So. In cloud security, it's just an emphasis on I would say the main difference is auditing and threat vigilance. It's the difference between the two, because in cloud engineering, you will have some cloud security responsibilities, such as IAM. Again, IAM is security. But you will have networking responsibilities. But in cloud security, you're more so focused on blue team stuff, which is cloud security, configuring the WAF, cloud firewall, to either detect threats, delete threats, terminate threats, or to allow access to various things, and do a lot of auditing, policy auditing, making sure that users and such applications are compliant or within the compliance laws of the state, of the feds, or of the agency that they're working in. So that's mainly the difference. The rest you can just Google what the differences are, but they are different. You know what I'm saying? But cloud engineering, if I was to say one or the other, cloud engineering will grant you, if you're trying to, most people go from cloud engineering to cloud security, not the other way around. And that's only because cloud engineering kind of touches every sector of cloud roles as far as the roles and responsibilities of cloud engineer, because you're building literally, and a lot of corporate enterprises with the tech stack, you're building out every aspect of an infrastructure, from security, from networking, like you're building those things. So you're touching everything, literally, But once you get into cloud and security and stuff, you start having more responsibility in specific areas of cloud, such as the security of cloud. Last question. Tell us what you're drinking. You gotta tell us what you're drinking. You just asking questions. Gotta tell us what you're drinking. It's the Breakthrough Crew. Tech at Night, baby. I have an AWS Solutions Architect certification, and trying to get my first role. Been in IT and an IT inventory specialist for about a year now. IT field. Okay, inventory. You need to do you have any cloud projects? Have you done cloud projects? Big Money Rob. I ain't even get to say your name, man. Big Money Rob. Shout out to you, brother. Yeah. You've been doing IT field, so you've probably been doing a lot of break fix, on-premise device break fix type stuff, which is still good. That's tech work, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you need to get some projects on your bus. Not enough just to have a certification, unless you were some type of system on-premise system architect. You know what I'm saying? You're not walking into most roles nowadays with just a certification. You need to have some type of project experience at least under your belt. You know what I'm saying? It's always projects over certs, but it's not an either or. You need to have both. You need to be doing both. Dang. I don't got no more. Nah, my lighter. Damn. I'm out. That means I'm definitely out. Can't even light and smoke no more. All right, y'all. Demecos Chambers here. If you're interested in getting our blueprint, Cloud Career Blueprint, go to our website, becloudengineers.com. Get our blueprint there. It's going to help you for those of you who want to become cloud security engineers or cloud engineers themselves. The blueprint is there. If you have any questions, extra questions, you need to set up some one-on-one time, just shoot me an email, info@becloudengineers, and I'll shoot you my calendar. Subscribe to the channel. Share with somebody who's trying to get into tech. Hopefully this video can help them. Hopefully I said something or did something that helped you tonight. Until next time, bring another drink, man. Bring another drink. You know what I'm saying? All right, Breakthrough Crew, we out of here. All right, y'all, remember, you had what it took the entire time. Appreciate it.